Welcome back to Careful Boys. Today, we have all been ceremoniously elected President of the United States. And individually, we are going to change the USA. What's the number one thing you're going to do?
The number one thing, but I'm going to copy from someone else's idea, but I really like it, is get rid of all taxes and have taxes only come from consumption. So sales tax only.
Flat tax.
Yeah. And so that
Why do you want to rob yourself?
So everyone gets taxed the same. It's just based off of how much you spend, and then everyone has more money in their pocket.
That would be a dream.
Do the sales tax rates currently stay the same, or is there an increase?
It's too many questions.
It would increase.
It would increase, right?
You'd have to increase the sales tax.
Yeah.
My advisor tells me to increase the sales tax.
How do we handle the national debt?
That's a lot of money you cut out then.
Well, I just got
federal
just
sales tax would be something like 30%, which is actually low compared to the rest of the world, and that would cover all the taxes. So depending on if you buy expensive stuff, then you pay more tax. If you buy cheap stuff, then you pay less.
See, he knows what I want to do.
Yeah, it's the concept. I think they call it flat tax. And it's concept
Some
that
countries, the tax is 100%. Like you buy a car that's 50 G's, you gotta have 100 G's.
Yeah.
That's usually like the crazy import taxes though, because they don't have it.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm saying.
Singapore.
If you're buying a domestic car, that tax doesn't kick
But
in.
what I'm saying is 30% is not too bad, I think.
yeah, 30, 35, even if it's 35, 40%, it's actually not that bad. Because you pay 35% of your income as tax
Before you
already.
even get it.
Yeah. And then you pay sales tax and you pay other tax. And in California, you pay gas tax. There's all these other taxes that you pay. So if you only pay 35%, but of everything you buy, actually, you'd have more money.
Will go down anyway from that, right?
So that's what I like. I like it just based off consumption.
On a flat tax, let's say there's a federal 30%. I'm just asking because I don't understand this that much. What about like states?
They would probably, everyone pays a state sales tax already. So you probably do the same. So maybe 35.
No, the way I would do it is the state charges you whatever the fuck tax is, and then from the state tax, they send it up to federal on their own terms. Whatever the fuck they need to do.
So whatever the fuck tax.
Like a state is like a franchise?
Exactly.
Where they have to pay a franchise fee to the federal government?
Because that's the whole point, right? Because they're paying to have the national defense, right? That's what they're paying for. They're paying for the federal infrastructure and the federal benefits.
That's all they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, so they pay the fucking franchise fee, the USA franchise fee.
It's not a bad idea. I really like that idea.
Bart for president.
But I copied someone. I don't know who said it. But someone else said it, and I was like, I like that idea.
Oh, you took it from somebody?
I think so. I forgot who.
He took the idea. I don't know who, but I like it.
No, I think we got some.
We're not smart enough. I just know how to copy other people's things. I think makes sense.
So sick.
That's so sick.
Well, yeah, 'cause if you think about it, you're not really an innovator. You just started a gym. Everyone has a gym. Everyone has a gym. I have a gym in my house.
I just rearranged it differently.
I got dumbbells in my house. I got a gym.
I do push-ups on the floor.
Yeah, I got a yoga mat.
Yeah, we're all gym owners.
I just put
Bart. It's the same thing.
I just put the bench press next to the window.
Innovation.
Come on, Joe. What would you do? You already know.
As a president?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Serious ones, though. Serious ones.
Number one thing, yeah.
Things you want to change for real, for real.
Heck yeah.
I always wanted to be a kingmaker, and I never wanted to be the real fucking king. Yeah.
Knew you weren't gonna answer it.
Says the Joe Malia guy.
Well, because if I give away my secrets, then they're gonna fucking get me when I'm president, and they're gonna be like, see.
Yeah, you're right.
But all right, I'll tell you this. I really think that I'll be one of those politicians where I'm like, all right, man, I have this idea of how things might work, and you go there, and they're gonna be like, all right, well, this is the plan you gotta follow, us. We're gonna kill your whole family. I'm gonna be like, all right, well, fuck it, tell me what to do.
Guilty as charged as well.
Sick. I don't know that that's a plan, but I like it.
Yeah, what is it?
No, it's gonna be like, all right, when I get there,
I will comply.
That's reality.
I'm a campaign on. We have the right to know about Area 51.
Yup.
We have the right to know about aliens. We have the right to know if the Illuminati actually runs this whole country. We have the right to know all that stuff. I'm gonna break up the Agalopolis. I'm gonna break up all the bullshit.
Get 'em.
I'm gonna get there, and they'll be like, we know where all your family members live and all that stuff. We could fuck all of you up. And I'll be like, all right, well, cool.
Where do you want the war?
Yeah, where do you want the war? What's next? Do we do in Iran? All right, we're gonna do Russia. All right, let's do Russia. Yeah.
So good.
Because everyone else is like, not me. When I get there, I'm not gonna be pushed around. I'm like, hell no, man. I'm trying to preserve my family.
Mackin, what are you doing?
The role of federal government is one thing first, primary, and then other things can happen. The most important thing that federal government should do is make sure that you live in a safe community and society. Anything you do after that is after you solve the most important problem, is your environment safe? I think the problem with that is that there are so many laws in society that they don't enforce them all. You can't enforce them. Impossible. And some states are more hard on certain laws, some are not. Here in California, you can rob up to $900 and no big deal.
Some states you can't wash your donkey in a bathtub.
Wild.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
tell me
yeah.
I can't wash my donkey.
You can't wash your donkey in Georgia?
How are they gonna know?
You know, they'll say you have to wear your seatbelt. Like, that's a stupid law. It's my decision if I want to wear a seatbelt. What they should do is they should remove all the laws and just have a smaller set of laws, but actually enforce the laws that are in place. There are too many laws in this country. You have no idea what it is. If anyone were to find out what their laws are in their state, you can actually go to the Capitol building and go see the laws. There are shelves and shelves of laws. It's like thousands and thousands of laws, probably laws you never knew even existed. Cut out all the bullshit laws, have a more manageable set of laws, and then actually enforce those laws. Then we should have a safer society.
But without all these laws, how are you gonna set up a business?
That's true.
You thought about that? Probably not.
Again, the primary focus of government should to be make sure that you live in a safe society. So your business is actually secondary. Their focus isn't to make sure you make more money. It's to make sure you're safe. If they can't make sure you're safe, then something about that system is actually broken. Nothing else actually matters. And when I walk around LA, they're like, don't walk around at night by yourself. I'm like, what? That's crazy. How can you say you live in a good society if you can't walk outside?
When you want to.
Or want to.
Yeah.
Or would you let your wife or your daughter walk outside? Something about that.
When we're gonna fight?
Something about that is fundamentally broken.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
Because when you go to a country that you can walk everywhere, you're just like, why can't we have nice things in America?
Dude, I like the people who are like, hey, like everywhere is so cool, everyone's so loving. We're gonna bike through the whole world or whatever, and they bike through India, and I think they got fucking murdered.
They went to.
you're talking about
they
the
went
couple?
to.
Yeah,
No,
husband and wife?
it was not India.
Yeah.
It was the territory of ISIS.
Oh my
It was
god.
like it was like in the Middle East.
Yeah, it was in the Middle East. Yeah, it was like they got murked. They got murked right away. It was like wow.
He booked India. That.
And they basically went in there just to be like, hey, everything's Gucci as fuck, everything's so cool.
They were like posting and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They had like a whole like thing, and then yeah,
Yeah, hard.
and it was like for no reason. Like
They're like, blondes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Murked.
Yeah.
I would probably okay. So the healthcare system is kind of wild here. We're but it was made wild because of laws, right? I would probably do like what they do with schools, like where you know how like every time they really care about attendance at schools because every time you show up at school, you get a certain amount of money contributed to the school's budget or whatever. Like for every backpack, every kid that's there's a certain amount that goes to your school or whatever. I would do that, but I would do like they do equal contributions into HSAs, like health savings accounts, where it's like a business. It's no different than like a company who's like, we're going to match whatever you put into like your 401k. I would do exactly that with health savings accounts. The government is going to match whatever you contribute to your HSA.
And they should also allow you to spend your HSA money in more ways other than just pharmaceuticals and healthcare. So
Okay.
I did an interview with a guy named Cali Means. And what he's doing is trying to figure out a way so that your HSA money can go to organic foods.
What's HSA money?
Health
Your
savings
health
account.
savings account. So you can do it to organic foods and things that actually prevent disease rather than just things that are supposed to manage disease. Right now, all your HSA money goes into drugs, pharmaceuticals, or if you get really sick. But why can't I use that money that I'm putting into the system to prevent myself from getting sick? Actually, it's a better use of your money. Let me buy organic food. Let me buy clean food. Let me spend it on things like exercise and at the gym, because that will actually keep me healthier
100%.
and not have to buy all these drugs.
Yeah. What do you think of RFK's thing where he says like, you know, the amount of money that they spend on like Ozempic or something like that, they could like literally provide 3 square meals, healthy meals a day, and get the obesity rate here down.
Yeah, 95% of your health care money is going to managing existing disease, not like actually curing anything. So we create all these health problems for our future generations, and we give them crap food, and we give them all this processed junk that's actually killing them and making them create all these diseases that they have. And all the money goes in to manage that. Why don't we spend that money to prevent kids from having to eat puffs all the time and eat like actual fruit?
I love it.
I agree.
Because puffs taste good.
But isn't
But they
that
don't.
okay, let me ask you this though. Isn't that a form, maybe traditional conservatives would say that's a form of like socialism to provide meals, for example?
Yes, but if you know that that stuff is bad for you, and especially if you know it's bad for your children, like there has to be a line. And when you
fruit.
yeah, when you mess with kids, like that's the line for most people in life.
Okay.
I do agree with that, especially because there are like Europe or other countries that like there's particular ingredients that are just straight banned. Like that, you cannot have those as a part of like those consumable goods, and then that keeps people naturally more healthy. Like RFK's point about how he wants to just kind of fucking jig the entire agricultural system and the food system that goes into schooling for children and everything like that leads to all of the autism and obesity and all that stuff like that shit hits home really, really hard. And it's like, if we could correct that, I mean, Americans are the laughing stock of the world when it comes to things like obesity. That's just like the meme comics of every like cartoon out there, like why is it that the national average of like women at like 5'2" is like 170 pounds in America? It's like, that shit's crazy.
It's not that bad. That's not that bad.
We could,
If the titties are big.
Yeah, come on.
torch us. We could just be like healthy by diet and lifestyle a lot more, and that could solve a lot of problems. Or like not fund the pharmaceutical, complexes that are like lobbying politicians. It could just start from a more foundational, like common sense place. But I'm sure that one thing that a president might be able to try and do would be extremely difficult. So yeah, I like the idea of appointing somebody like a RFK who's dedicated his life to this kind of research and this policy and stuff, to be a person who can run something that helps to correct that.
Also, dude, the way that they do, what's it called when you, Freedom of Information Act, right? The way that they have totally made that system a joke, where they'll just use different words to describe things, almost like code words, so that you can't search for certain things.
Yes.
They completely duck Freedom of Information Act. I would make it like, there's I hate to add to government, there's an auditing body that makes sure that all of that is never messed with.
I mean, those are public documents, meaning those documents actually belong to you.
Yeah.
The fact that the government says you can't see what we're doing is actually crazy. Because
And
they are
people
public
defend
servants.
that. The people defend that as what?
Those are your documents. That's your information. That is research or whatever it is that you are paying for through your tax dollars. And when they say no, you can't see what's going on, that's actually fundamentally not true at all. You have every right to know what they're doing.
Ooh, speaking of right, and this is just more fun, they gotta release the list.
The Epstein list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you would do as president. Release it.
Yeah, forget the children.
I'd give myself more power.
Well, all the things in life, that's like number one.
Dude,
How many presidents actually have the power to do all of the things and accomplish it in 4 years, right?
No.
So I'd have to be a dictator. Like,
get it.
to actually get things done, you're just like, all right, well, I got to give myself 20 more years because I want to get these things done. And if I'm going to fight Big Pharma, I can't do it in 4 years.
dude, day one, I go in there. I go, give me the Epstein list. I go, everyone leave the room right now. I add Anthony's name to this.
Number one.
It's already there, brother.
I put it at the top. I put it at the top.
It's all written on in a different pen.
I give you $50. I give you $50 to add Joe.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, how could we trust that that's the real list?
Oh, I know, man. That's exactly what I'm scared of.
With Steve's Freedom of Information auditor.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, seriously, because I don't trust those guys. Because they've been doing all kinds of messed up stuff. The State Department's been doing it nonstop. DOD's been doing it nonstop. They actually will omit using certain words so that they can keep themselves from being flagged, so that because it's such a huge database, you don't know what to search for. So when they look for keywords that will maybe indicate, like we'll get records about something, they obfuscate that stuff by just using codes.
Okay, you're just knocking my idea down.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. I changed mine. We have to buy as much Bitcoin, Wu, and Kuji as possible as a government.
No, market buy.
Now you're pandering to the host.
Let's go.
No PvP.
I think I would just be more. I would like to force transparency on any state-run program. Because like, whenever I think of like how much billions of dollars goes into shit that never gets fixed or gets done, and then they just ask for more the next term, it's like, that's got to be something we can fix. Come on.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool if it was run kind of like like publicly traded companies. You see the whole budget. If it doesn't meet the mission, then you just can it.
And I don't know if that would
you
even,
guys,
like-
you guys fucked up. That's it. You guys
Yeah.
mismanaged funds. That's it.
That's how it's supposed to work. Actually, that's how the system is made. For example, in the last year, they can't account for $1 trillion. That's a lot of damn money that they're missing. How can you not account for I mean, when we say billion, trillion, like so haphazardly, because it's so easy to say.
Yeah.
It's $1 trillion. That's so much money.
A lot of bread.
They can't figure out where they put $1 trillion.
Ooh. I know another one. So you know how like they always got these motherfuckers that got initiatives and shit. Oh, we should have a fucking train that goes from LA to San Francisco, and they raise all this money. If you don't accomplish that task, then you're fired from that, ever doing it again.
And go to jail.
Because right now what we have, and go to jail. Because right now
Or
what
the
we
concentration camps.
because right now what we have is like
Matt Kim's calls for concentration camp.
Amazing.
we got motherfuckers like Newsom, right, who fucks up San Francisco, and then he gets promoted to governor. It's like we have all the
upwards?
you have like Kamala. She's part of the she was the San Francisco DA, and she just fucking gets promoted upwards. It's like we need to have motherfuckers where if they fuck up, then you're just gone.
But then like California, majority of the population here doesn't see them as fucking up.
Yeah.
What do they see?
They like
That's
it.
the problem. They think they did great.
Yeah, they're like,
Only we-
Kamala,
we
you
think they're
locked up
fucking
so
up."
many black
Yeah.
men. We love it.
But they don't. They just don't see it anymore. They're just like, oh, I love her. It's a
China did
woman.
something really interesting that's different than here, which is in order to run for federal politics, you have to have shown competency and success in local politics.
That seems so common sense.
You have to have done well in your job in order to move on to the larger level. I don't know why they don't implement something.
What's the
like
metric
that.
for that?
I mean,
How do you rate that?
if you have goals, do you hit your goals? Do you have, did you leave your place better than before? And
Okay.
I guess that could be a little subjective.
Yeah.
But it still exists.
Yeah.
Versus
Well, 'cause
here, you can fail up.
Well, here they're failing up, and then they're telling us the economy's fantastic right now.
It's amazing.
So that's
Best
what
economy ever.
I'm concerned about that because they would just go best economy ever, stamp. That's what I'm worried about.
But also here, there are people that weren't voted in, like Kamala, that are, you just work as a bureaucrat, and then you get promotions and whatever, you move around. It's not all like not everyone that works in office were people that were just voted in from us. You know what I
Like
mean?
Pete Buttigieg,
Yeah, bro.
who is Secretary of Transportation, has no experience in transportation or logistics or airlines or buses or anything.
Indiana mayor.
And have you seen all the fucking Department of Health fat asses?
That's the weirdest part.
Yeah, that's a sketchy part.
like what?
I'm like, you look like you're about to die, and you're the head of the fucking health
Is
department.
that because they represent the average American?
I
Hey,
think it's a
representation, baby.
I think there's a lot of government jobs that are absolute bullshit, and they get rotated by
But
cronies.
you don't think it's important that like a little fat girl sees herself in the Department of Health Secretary, and it helps her like have confidence?
That's what she's looking at.
Yeah, they're looking at board members all day.
Yeah. They're like, I'm gonna be that one day.
I can do that now.
Goals.
Kind of sick.
I do think there's like some necessary government jobs, right? But there's also a lot of fucking bullshit waste
What
jobs.
percent do you think is waste?
75%.
Yeah. You think it's like when Elon took over Twitter and everyone's like shitting all over him, they're like, what an idiot. Twitter's going to be gone by Monday. And then because he fired everybody. And then Twitter's completely fine.
I would do away with the use it or lose it budgets.
Oh, yeah.
I think the best way is they have to pitch like a company has to pitch to an investor.
Right.
I need this much money for these initiatives.
Right.
And then there has to be like targets to actually hit. And then you also have to have an audit
group to see how they came up with those numbers, and it's not fucked with.
Love that.
Yeah.
And reduce the size of the bills. Right now we have all these omnibus bills. So you have the, what do they call it? The infrastructure bill. And in the infrastructure bill is $2 billion for tree equity in San Francisco. Like, that doesn't belong in that bill.
Tree equity?
They had tree equity.
What the hell does that mean? Plant more trees?
You probably read the whole bill too, huh?
Tree equity. Who knows what that
Good
means?
phrase.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They always do that. They just fucking wordsmith shit that sounds good.
And for me, with the second grade reading level, I'm like, that's really good.
yeah,
I like
trees,
that.
trees should be
Let's do.
equitable.
We should do that.
They should be the same height.
Second grade knowing
They'll call
equity
it
is
like
sick.
America's Awesome Bill. And everyone says, we love the America's Awesome Bill.
Patriot Act, baby.
But it has nothing to do with that at all. One bill that they vote on has to actually have to do with the bill and the policy.
Yeah, like stop throwing Ukraine money in there. For
Every single bill has Ukraine money.
Yeah.
Tree equity bill has Ukraine money in it.
dude, it always is weird like that. Like
sneak it in, dude.
it's all packed in. It's like, what does this have to do with installing 10 toilets in fucking city government?
Single issue voting.
Yeah.
That really needs to be a thing in Congress.
Damn,
Hey,
so simple. Huh?
Hurricane people got $750. That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
shout out.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, that's $50 more than Maui.
Pretty sick, dude. That's 4 days.
Racist.
4 days of the Holiday Inn.
They account for inflation.
It's an energy weapon.
That's crazy, man.
What about you? Come on, you gotta say something. You gotta hurry up. say
Honestly,
something.
my biggest thing is healthcare, dude. Like, I feel like it needs to be a lot more manageable. It needs to be more accessible because a lot of like, if we're unhealthy as a society, I feel like everything just goes down a little bit slower.
That's not what you just whispered to me when they were talking. You said people gotta stop calling jujitsu gay.
If it was up to me, everybody would have to do jujitsu, dude.
Or you go to a camp and you learn that jujitsu is not that gay.
Everyone has to do it, even the criminals.
Yep.
The education.